And welcome back, everyone, to the FX Open Invitational Series. I am Unstable, joined here by Railcoon for our final set. It is going to be MMA up against Love CD. Slayers versus World Elite. Entombed Valley will be map number 2. Of course, MMA taking game number 1 in a nice back and forth there, but just had too many Vikings, pretty much. And after losing a lot of Stalkers in his main, Love CD just couldn't take them down in time. So, of course, at the top left-hand corner, we have our Red Terran. He's going to be Slayers MMA, going for our 1 racks into 3 racks, actually, just as the probe left his base. Of course, did not see the extra racks go down. And down here at the bottom left, we have our blue Protoss hailing from China. He's going to be World Elite Love CD. Nothing out of the ordinary for his build just yet. He will likely go for a Nexus, just as the 1-gate Nexus is pretty much the go-to build on this map coming out here.
Yeah, MMA is doing this build again where he shows the 1 barracks expansion, then throws down 2 more barracks to try and catch the opponent off guard. That last game, like, Love City was just in a really difficult position where he was kind of behind. He didn't have his 3rd base started yet, and his army wasn't that great, but he needed to make something happen. And it was just that quick decision: do I expand? Do I risk it and try to get the expansion down, or just do I try and maybe get a good engagement? And he tried to get the good engagement. It just didn't work out for him.
No, it didn't. So at the same time, MMA has been playing quite aggressive this entire group. Of course, MMA is not the kind of person you'd expect to see in this final match, but he did lose to Hyun.
He may have given that away though. Like the probe came back in and saw 3 Marines pretty quick, but no, it doesn't look like.
Oh, but he's going to spot these Marines actually here, Railcoon. So we've seen Love CD in that last game was pretty aggressive at the beginning as well. He's going to be able to take out all of these Marines. There's nothing that he can do about it, and he's going to have that map presence to be able to try and stop these Marines coming from the front. The longer time he has to kite, the worse off MMA is going to be.
Yeah,
that's why he's trying to. Yeah, that's why he's trying to buy some time and try and run him
look
around.
At this.
Oh, look at. Oh, I
sending the other group over around to the left, but Love City is being really smart. He sends his Zealot over there. He sees it, and now, but his Stalkers are really far out of position. He's not going to be able to come around to get these in time. But MMA, since he's spotted, he doesn't know that the Stalkers are out of position. He's backing up. Oh my god, the mind games.
Yeah, there's not that many Marines anyway. There is only 2 Stalkers on the field, remember. There's 2 extra gateways going down. 1 gateway and 1 robotics facility for Love CD. The Warp Gate research is done, so he's going to shut down any kind of aggression that he would have had to deal with. And we've got double Tech Lab coming out here for MMA. He's got double gas as well. He will be able to expand quite shortly. And I think we're finally going to see a late game scenario here, Railcoon.
Yeah, that was a pretty good opening. Like, both players just kind of interacted. They traded somewhat evenly. Oh, that's Stalker! Oh my god.
Yeah, that's really close there. He needs to stop backing up. Like, we've seen a lot of that. Stalkers going into very strange positions against Marines that it never works out too well in this group. So hopefully they can cut that out.
You can't check the ramp like that without a Zealot, is basically what happens. When it's just the 2 Stalkers and your Zealot is dead, just leave the ramp alone. He's doing some nice cutting now. There's no possible way Stimpack is done yet with opening that MMA started with, so he's safe in doing this little bit of kiting as long as he doesn't mess up the micro. He's holding the Watchtower as well, but now MMA is just going to head over there, take the Watchtower. I don't think that Love City's going to make the same mistakes on the Watchtower that Yang did. Yeah, look at this. Love City's not going anywhere near it with his Stalkers, he's just hanging back, waiting to see. And if he does check it, he's, make sure that low health one isn't coming in first. He's checking, being really careful. No, there's no Marines here.
Yeah, see how he's baiting it back and forward? He's not going into that actual line of sight blocker, something that Yang couldn't get down right. But we'll see how it goes. We've got Double Forge again. We've got Robotics Bay already on the way here for Love City. And MMA has 1 Engineering Bay, not 2 like in the last game. So we'll see how that plays out for him. Of course, Love City poking forward here at the ramp. Not a good idea at the moment because there is a bunker and enough Marines, but he knows this, so he's just backing off.
He didn't actually check the ramp. He was just trying to see if there were Marines near the bottom of the ramp that he couldn't see.
Okay.
Just poking forward and then backing off. Like, if he was in range of Marines, it would have poked forward and shown themselves. So, I mean, he's just being really smart with his Stalkers. He's not taking unnecessary risks. He's taking care of them quite nicely. The low health Stalker is holding the Watchtower, which is a little bit interesting, but I mean, it's on the Watchtower. He won't be caught off guard because of that. And he does have an observer checking that left side.
Yeah.
So we're not going to see... He's been watching that left side really closely. He's aware of the fact that attacks coming through here can really wreck your day.
Yeah.
We saw that what was that, Group J, I think that happened. Somebody just snuck right by that left side with an army of roaches and just completely wrecked them.
Oh, that was against JKS.
Was that Choya?
No, it was Seal.
Seal.
No, not
okay,
Seal,
yeah.
not Seal. It wasn't Seal, it was a Terran. Anyway, regardless, both of them are taking down their rocks now. We do have Colossus out on the field, and Love City has gotten a full scout of the MMA's entire base. If you can try and get a third base up and running a little bit quicker this time compared to the last game, he should be okay, because the last game he was really forced to do it as some kind of aggression, and that's gonna be interesting. So let's have a quick.
He could have maybe tried to expand, but it would have been pretty dangerous, and it was dangerous enough that he didn't feel like prolonging the game unnecessarily like that. He just wanted to try and do an attack, and if it didn't work, just move into game number 2. But MMA is moving across the map with his army. There is a pretty significant army in defense here from Love CD, so if he tries to go up this ramp, it's not going to end well for him.
Yeah, that's very true. We do see coming down here. MMA is being a little bit hesitant. I would not go up that ramp if I was him, especially since he's been...
And it's like, nope.
Yeah, there we go. There goes the scan now. So we just hit 11 minutes in the game, and it looks like Love City is going to chase him down. And it's a good idea to chase him down at the moment. But MMA expected that, did a pre-split just then. And it looks like the observers see all the units, extra units coming down here for MMA as well. So this is going to be interesting. He's also taking a third base. He's got a Marine down here to stop a third going up for him.
I'm not sure Love City should have given up the ramp here.
Well, he's getting into a position where he's going to get a really bad concave going on. And it looks like if MMA tries to turn around and actually go for it, it's not going to be a good idea. End well here for Love CD.
Yeah.
Like, at all.
Yeah, he should be backing off, at least be holding one of these choke points next to that little crevice. He does not want to be out near the center of the map, because his force fields won't really do much. MMA will be able to get a really big concave. He's going for double Guardian Shield, and he's going for it. MMA has backed off because there is another Colossus that has joined the party, and a few more Gateway units, but it looks like he's just going to give up a few of his ground units to try and get away, but he's being chased in the corner.
Well, that's interesting. I would have thought Love CD would chase him down there because he's completely cornered him off from the rest of his units, unless he was worried about a flank coming in from the reinforcements, which is definitely a possibility.
That's actually what I did, is I went over and I looked at MMA's base and was like, okay, how many units does he have to flank right now? So Love CD was probably just thinking the same thing, not wanting to commit too much in case he gets hit from two sides. Especially since that army was rather sizable and it just started running away immediately. Yeah. Didn't even try to stand its ground. He might have been anticipating a flank because of that. It could have been just a mind game from MMA because he had no units back home. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but if it was, it's awesome. And the observer does get scanned and taken out. His Viking count's getting up there, so he's going to be able to consider challenging this army if they get into a situation like that again.
Yeah, absolutely. At the same time, we do, of course, have the third base here for Love CD. A lot later than in MMA yet again. There was just one Marine that was sitting there, but he just was too preoccupied with the middle of the map, trying to get his positioning right to really notice. And we do see MMA coming in yet again. He's going to see this third base timing. Let's have a quick look at the upgrades at the moment. We got 1-1 already done for Love CD, 2-2s on the way. And then there for MMA, he's at 1-1. So he's going to be down on upgrades for quite a while. Storm's on the way as well here, so it's going to be Templar and Colossi. That's something that late game Terrans just really can't deal with all that too well without getting a significant lead early. Or some micro mistake, like pretty heavy micro mistakes from the Protoss, so it's going to be interesting.
Charge and 2-2 are about to finish as well, so Love CD is ahead on the upgrades as the 2-2 are pretty close to just starting for MMA. So now he's got the 2-2 over 1-1 advantage. He'll be able to start 3-3 soonish. He doesn't have quite enough gas. He starts the weapons and he'll just have to wait for the armor a little bit longer. You can see that MMA is going for the ship weapons to try and make those Vikings a little bit more potent. He's realizing that he's not in the best position. His Viking count isn't the highest. So he's going for that little bit of an extra investment into the Vikings to make them a little bit more powerful. And we'll see if that can pay off. He's doing a good job of trying to hold the center of the map, and well, Love CD isn't really contesting it, even though he kind of had a superior army there for a while. He backed off and completely gave control of the center map to MMA, and I'm not really sure about that.
Yeah, that's very true. It's an interesting position to be in, but MMA's got to realize that he hadn't actually done any kind of... Oh, nice scan to take out that observer. but he hadn't done any kind of economic damage to Love City early. Looking here, like 63 workers apiece right now. And that gives Love City the advantage once you get to late game because he's already got the Templars. Doesn't have any Archons in the mix just yet, but I'm sure he will shortly. And MMA's only just now getting some Ghosts out, so...
He's getting a good amount of energy on these Templars. I think he's just going to save them up for Storms, just because nothing's happening. But, like you said, there are quad Ghosts on the way with Mobius Reactors, so they're going to have EMPs. The moment they pop out, the factory's going to go down, because it's just a little too far forward without any army support.
There's not enough Stalkers. There is not enough Stalkers to help deal with the Viking count here. Unless there's a lot of Archons mixed in very shortly, it's going to be a very different story as soon as these guys engage.
Just storm them. We've seen that happen to some good effect recently. If you storm them and force the Vikings to have to back off and not shoot the Colossus, it just gives them more time to shell the army. And it seems like Love City really likes this 4 Colossus count, because it's how much he got last time when he stopped, and then he's got 4 Colossus again, and he stopped.
Well, 4 is pretty much the go-to number in a lot of situations. Looks like he wants to try and take this hidden, well, not hidden base, but the one that no one ever really checks out. At the same time, he's got his pylon in the middle of the map, so it's interesting.
It's a good position for the Protoss player if he can get that, get some cannons up, and then have some Templars up there. It creates a good defensive position up the cliff that he can use to his advantage. But what are these Templars doing by themselves in the center of the map? Oh my god.
I don't know. There's a storm here, but it looks like Love City wants to engage. Guardian Shields go down. He's trying to storm here, but MMA did not stem, completely backed off, didn't want to engage right there. And I have to agree with him. It was a good choice to back off. He does want to see the unit composition first, wants to get a good concave, doesn't want to... He can't fight in a position where he'd lose his army at all. He needs to win the next trade. He's getting a lot more command centers already because both of them are maxed out.
He did manage to force a lot of storms there that didn't really hit much. Like, they took out a little bit of health and killed a few units, but the rest of them got healed up by the Medivacs. He used a lot of Templar energy. And there you go, he's dodging another storm again, taking out a Templar. He's doing a good job with these little pokes for small units, small numbers of units, trying to whittle away the energy of Love City. And it's a dangerous game, because if you get caught with too many units, then suddenly he's going to just sweep forward and take the advantage. But as long as he's able to keep winning these little micro-engagements, it'll put him into a better and better position, as he's got a lot of Ghost energy and he's whittling away the Templar energy slowly.
Yeah, but the Dark Shrine finishing up, this will allow Love City... Whoa, we do see the Stalkers blinking forward, but as I was saying, the Dark Shrine will allow Love City to actually just put a lot of harassment on. There's not any turrets in the mix. Whoa, there we go. We actually going to have an engagement here. EMP's going down on a lot of that army, actually, catching almost all of the shields gone. He does have 3-3 upgrades here, where MMA doesn't, but here comes some storms coming in from Love City on those Vikings, and at the same time on the army as well.
That Viking storm really hurt. They're down all around half health.
Oh, but here we go.
Come in as effectively onto these Colossus, but MMA looks like he wants to go for it, chasing down one of the Colossus. One of them will fall, but he does blink forward to protect the rest of them. These Colossus are still going to be able to do a good amount of damage in this fight, I think. If he gets another storm on those Vikings, no, there's no more Templar left. No,
there isn't, Relkin. There's no Templars left. We do have 2 more coming forward, but I don't think they really have the army size. But there we go. That is exactly what MMA needed right now. But reinforcements coming through. There are a lot of Templars back here. Remember, there's cannons that Love City put in the middle of the map here as well. Nice feedbacks on all of those Ghosts to stop any more EMPs or snipes coming down. And remember, the bank is just huge.
Away for more storms. There we go. He gets 2 more storms off. There goes another one, and then manages to morph them all into Archons. Those Templars are back there because they had no energy. They barely got storms off in time before they were forced to go into the Archon form, buying him a little bit more time. There are a few more Templars back near his 4th base. Those have a lot of energy. How long have they been there? That could have actually turned the battle for him if he had those Templars, been able to throw those against those Vikings and keep the Colossus alive.
Well, we do have 2 nukes on the way now for MMA. He's come down, he's actually starting to pick off all these extra bases. And remember, he does have so many extra bases. We got DTs coming in, he's going to start trying to put a dent in that now, as we do have him splitting them up, trying to force the attention of MMA away. And looks like Love City has a nice bank, but he's still sitting on 140 supply. He's got the Colossus out again now. He's going 2 at a time to try and deal with this. So he needs to be careful with this one Colossus here. There we go. He's going to try and lift up and get away.
More gateways. Like, he actually doesn't have a whole lot.
No, he doesn't.
For the fact that he's on 4 base. But I think it's because he's going to be mining out soon on his natural. And he doesn't want to add too many and then not be able to support them all. But it means that he didn't remax to 200 as quickly as he really needed to, and this is giving him a control over the center again.
Well, at the same time, here comes Love CD. He's going to stop that coming through. He's coming in from 2 angles here, actually splitting it up. MMA is forced to retreat completely. There is a lot of Templars here. The Colossus numbers are back up. The Viking count hasn't been replenished by MMA because he thought it was going to tech switch out of it. And this is where it's going to be. Love CD can swap back and forth between the Templars and the Colossus to try and keep the army composition for MMA. But, oh, there's the nuke coming down on the 4th base. As I just saw that.
Yeah, he doesn't see it at all.
But he's coming into the 4th of MMA at the same time. At the same time, this nuke's coming down. There he goes, gets all those. And we do have this engagement coming up here as well. And it looks like MMA has been able to take down most of the Colossus count, but there's still a lot of Templar energy here. There's no EMPs left. There is this planetary fortress being repaired as best he can, but there's some storms coming down. There is still a lot more energy on these Templar. He can get a lot of these SCVs if he wants to. Is he going to get them? No, he decides against it. And all these, there we go, planetary fortress does go down. And it looks like
all the Vikings are down. There's 2 Colossus. That's going to make a really big difference. There's another nuke going down on the 4th base, but that's not really hitting anything because all the probes are already dead there.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about that second nuke. The first one was really good. He's actually going for the level 3 Viking weapons upgrade because his Vikings are so low.
Oh, and there's going to be another clash in the middle. They're both of them going to that watchtower, and there we go. We got 2 extra Colossus coming in from the south that is actually really tearing things apart here for MMA's army. He's going to pick them up, but it looks like we now have a 50 supply advantage for Love CD. Just getting this late game is really difficult for Terrans to really deal with at the moment. And MMA looks like he may actually fall. Losing that planetary fortress was massive. A detriment. He's got extra command centers here, but he's just mining out too quickly. The DTs are stopping him from expanding, and Love City is coming in yet again. There is a planetary fortress here to stop this, but there's nothing here to really repair it. Archon's coming in from the right-hand side as well, blinking forward. There goes the planetary fortress, and there goes the GG by MMA. Congratulations to Love CD to tie up the series. We'll be right back with game number 3 to see who advances to round of 32 and see who goes home.